Opinion. Today I am reviewing Sharon Playhouse's production of Sylvia, written by A.R. Gurney, directed by Colin Hanlon, running at the Playhouse through September 7th at 49 Amenia Road, Route 343, Sharon, Connecticut. Jump to, sit at, or roll over to my Patreon page where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support this channel as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee. Patrons get early access to the latest podcast episode, as well as interviews and other occasional goodies that come along. The latest podcast episode is on Edward Young's Yi Yi, so come and check it out. Thank you to my current patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. Links to my Patreon and podcast pages will be in the description. On the surface, Sylvia is a light adult comedy with some racy humor in it and strong language. Greg, played by Jonathan Walker, and his wife Kate, played by Jonathan's actual real-life wife, Jennifer Van Dyke, are empty nesters looking forward to life without kids at home and finding a new direction in their lives. Everything changes when Greg meets a stray dog in Central Park named Sylvia, played by Jen Cody. Greg and Sylvia build an immediate bond, and Greg determines that she is the missing piece in his life. Kate is not as enthusiastic about the idea of having a pet that needs supervision, daily walks, feeding, and other pet requirements. She is ready to live a life without having to parent anyone or anything. Thus, we have our conflict. But Sylvia has a more challenging theme here, and it is presented through its fantasy element that Sylvia can actually speak English, and Greg and Kate can speak back to her with everyone understanding what the other is saying. This goes beyond inference that pet owners generally have with their pets when they speak. This is actual dialogue exchange. Sylvia's barking is represented another way. Having actual dialogue exchange turns Sylvia into a metaphorical affair, where instead of there being another woman, there is a female dog that usurps the attention and devotion of the male in the love triangle. The audience's inherent empathy for animals immediately puts Sylvia in the power position, where she cannot be blamed for what is happening. She is only behaving as her canine instincts dictate. The onus is thus thrust upon Greg and Kate, making them the real hearts of the conflict. From Greg's obsessive behavior with Sylvia and him lacking any kind of purpose anymore in his life, and Kate's unyielding attitude towards having a dog and being so focused on what she wants now that she has been given so much liberty that she can't appreciate that her husband is feeling the way he does, and this builds distance between the two of them. This is why Sylvia works so well. It allows for there to be an affair, quote unquote, but without the problems of someone being guilty of sexually cheating. It allows the audience to look at the married couple with a bit more clarity. There is still some implicit bias that creeps up, as since Sylvia is aligned with Greg, the inclination is to side with him, not because Greg is the better of the two in the situation, but because we want Sylvia to be happy. This makes the acting for Sylvia to be pretty tricky for Hanlon to handle, as Kate should never be too unlikable in how she treats Sylvia, or otherwise she'll be too far gone for the audience to accept any reconciliation. Jennifer Van Dyke treads carefully on that line, as she gives Kate a yearning for independence and a little bit of healthy selfishness for once in her life, to have it taken away by a dog of all things. It's the hardest role in the play, and I think she pushes it just to the edge and pulls back as necessary. Jonathan Walker has an affable charm as Greg that is properly infectious as Greg starts living out his life the way he wants it with Sylvia. He gives Greg an abandon as he becomes reckless with his career and marriage. The star, though, is Jen Cody, who is hilarious as Sylvia. Her energy is voracious as she runs about the stage as a young dog would. Hanlon always has a deft hand to pull her back when necessary, so not to have her draw attention from action going on between Greg and Kate. It's more than just the physical comedy. Cody is able to make the quick emotional switches that are required when she is punished, or when she goes into heat, or when she is spayed. Being a dog, she has no filter. This leads to some hilarious moments, like when she cusses out a cat she sees in a park. If you'd like to know more about this production of Sylvia, I have an interview with Jen Cody and Sharon Playhouse artistic director Karl Andrus that is available on this channel. I'll include it in the description, so if you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to. Christopher and Justin Swader's set design is simple and economic. There are no major set changes from park to apartment. Everything stays as is the whole show, with a turf stage with the apartment furniture on it. Kathleen DeAngelis has chosen to minimize the dog elements in Cody's costumes. It works more like a representation of who Sylvia metaphorically is in a moment, from a dirty stray to a sensual dog in heat to a pampered pup. The costumes don't look canine in any way. That is entirely up for Cody to embody and the audience's imagination to fill in the rest. Sylvia takes the classic romantic comedy with themes of infidelity and turns it on its head in a way that allows for a more equitable look at the major issues that cause fissures in relationships. The cast, led by a hilarious performance by Jen Cody, present a comic but also sensitive story of love and devotion. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Sylvia, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Also in the description will be links to my Patreon and podcast pages and my social media handles where you can follow and support my work, as well as the aforementioned interview with Jen Cody and Karl Andrus. You can also support me by liking and sharing this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Goodspeed Musicals' production of A Chorus Line. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.